Hi folks, thanks for joining me for the FFC video workouts. For those who are here for the first time, you can join me live via Zoom. Head to the link below to subscribe or shoot me an email for more information. This morning's workout is a nice mobility and strength session. It's a great way to wake up the body and get you going for the day. We will be finishing with a couple of tough exercises, so I'll give you a few variations for that. We will need a little book, but that's for our heels. So one of the tough exercises is our pistol squat, and all the way down to the ground. We're not at that level yet. We can just poke that heel forward, stick the butt out, and lower down as deep as you can. It's variation number one. Variation number two on this is to try and do a reverse, getting the knee down to the ground, then back up there. Our next tough exercise is working on an archer push-up all the way down to one side and to the other. If that's too much for you, we'll work on variation number two, a wide push-up with both arms, down and up. If that's still tough for you on the toes, you can lower down on the toes, come back up on those knees. So working that eccentric movement to lower all the way down and then coming back up on those knees. That's it. Shall we get into it? Let's do it. Okay, we're going to start our session this morning down on our backs. Nice and slowly waking up those lower backs, rolling around, opening up those hips. You can bring your soles of the feet together and pull them in, allow those knees to fall outwards a little bit more. And try to straighten those legs and placing those toes up and over onto the floor behind. You slowly move through this, getting a little bit more stretch and flexion through the spine, through that lower back. If you want to keep the feet on the ground above, you can. Just feel that opening up of each vertebra. Soften those knees. And then slowly taking this left leg down onto the ground and keeping this right leg up and placing it across the back. Looking back over that right shoulder, trying to move the right knee towards the ground and the right shoulder into the ground to get a big rotation through the spine. And then jumping onto the other side for the left knee to cross the body, pushing that left knee towards the ground, that left shoulder. And release. We're going to slowly come over onto our bellies. Up onto our knees. We're going to take our right hand up to the top right corner of this mat. And doing semicircles, moving up to the right and back down. So as we move to the right, we should feel a big stretch through our lats. Opening up the shoulders as we go back down, up and down, up and down. Let's go 3 more. 2, and 3, and on to the other side. Big stretch. And down. Up. And down to the left. Feel that stretch through the left lat as you go for that semicircle up to the left side. Pulling away from the hand. And let's go 3 more. 2, and down, and last one. And down. Coming up into a cat-cow stretch. Big stretch all the way up. Finding that stretch. Then extend into our cow stretch all the way up, holding it for a little bit longer, trying to go a little bit deeper. And try and make it active. And one more time, flex. And extend. All the way up. And release. And then take the fingers pointing back towards our knees, palms facing up. And taking the elbows all the way, rotating them all the way around to the back. And as we go through our stretch here, we're going to flex the fingers and extend to a fist and lengthen and clench them. Feel that stretch up and over the ligaments, the top of the wrist, down. Let's go 2 more. Clench those fists, extend, and 1 more. And we can shake them off. Give them a good shake out. All right. From here, I'm going to come up onto high plank. I'll work through 1 rep by myself here. We're going through our scapular retraction, pulling the shoulder blades together, and protraction. As we're up in this protracted point, we're going to take our right knee to left tricep, and left knee to right tricep. So I'm really pushing up into the sky there. That's it. We're going to go for 6 reps of those together. Up onto the hands, up onto the high plank. Let's go for the scapular retraction and protraction. Pull those shoulder blades together and push them apart. Right knee to left tricep. The other side. That's 1. Retract, protract, knee to tricep. Other side. That's 2. Retract, protract. Up and up. That's 4. Retract, protract. Up and up. Doing well. Retract, protract. Up and up. Let's do 1 more for good measure. Retract, protract, up and up. And from here, lower yourself down, chest to the ground, hands out to the side. And relax for a moment. We're coming up, extending through the spine, big circles, back around, in reverse, 10 reps. Let's go, nice big circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Changing directions to go forward. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands underneath the shoulders, hips up through downward facing dog. Nice big stretch through those shoulders. I'm going to do the first rep by myself, and then we're going to continue with 6 more. So we go downward dog, high plank, lower to hover, upward facing dog, lower to hover, push ourselves back and back up. That's 1 rep. And plank, lower to hover, upward facing dog, lower to hover, back, and 1. Plank, lower to hover, upward facing dog, lower to hover, back, and that's 2. Plank, lower to hover, upward facing dog, lower to hover, back, that's 3. Plank, lower, up, lower, back, that's 4, that's 2 more, up, down, upward facing dog, lower to hover, good, hanging back, looking great, downward facing dog, 1 more rep, up, lower down, upward facing dog, down, back, and into our downward facing dog, opening up through those shoulders, big stretch through those shoulders, and then taking our right heel down to the ground and stretching that right calf as deep as you can go. Good. Sticking your butts up in the air. And onto the other side. And from here, release. And we're going to take our right foot up into the air as high as we can go. And bring it forward into a lunge, either placing it between the hands or on the outside, all the way up. Beautiful. From here, take our hands up into the air, interlock them above your head, looking up towards the sky, then dropping the knee down close to the ground but not quite touching. So opening up through that left hip flexor. Big stretch here. And releasing the hands, taking the right hand back. And looking over that right shoulder. Sinking into that left hip flexor. Getting a nice stretch. And back to center. Straightening this right leg. And let's fold at the hips all the way down here. Nice big stretch through this hamstring. And from here, you're going to bend that right knee again. Do a tough stretch here and take our right hand, place it through underneath the right quad here. Drop your left heel to the ground and open up as far as you can and around all the way, trying to open up that left shoulder. So if you can't quite make it, just trying to open up that left shoulder as much as you can possibly go. Looking all the way up to the sky. And release. Turn that right leg out into pigeon pose and down to the ground. Nice big stretch. You take the hands out to the side. Stretch, open up through the chest. Focusing on the breath. And from here we can slowly come back up. Turn that right foot out. Kick it back up through the sky. And we can go on to the other side. Left foot high. Bring it forward into a lunge. From here, taking the hands up into the sky, looking all the way up, dropping that knee close to the ground so you're feeling that stretch through the hip flexors, as well as finding that balance. From here, releasing the hands, left hand behind, right hand in front, looking back over that left shoulder. And back to center, straightening that left leg and folding down at the hips. Nice big stretch. And then bending that left leg again, and turn out, foot taking the left hand underneath the left thigh, up and around, and reaching around that right shoulder, opening it up towards the sky, looking all the way open. And an active stretch here. And release. Turning that left foot out into pigeon. Down onto the ground. Reaching forward to a nice deep stretch. And slowly come back up. Turning that left foot around. Kicking it back up through the sky. And both feet onto the ground. And we're going to try and walk our feet up all the way to our hands. Grabbing the backs of our legs, stretch through our hamstrings. Placing the right hand on the ground, left hand up in the air. Rotating, feeling that stretch through the glutes a little bit more. And on to the other side. And then back to center. We're going to take the toes so they're touching. And we're going to sink our hips down as deep as we can into the ground. From here, coming up to standing, we're just going to go through 3 squats all the way down, all the way up, and up. 1. 2. And 3. From here, opening up through the chest. Big stretch. And release. Alrighty. We're going to get into our strength component. So 2 times through our pistol squats and our push-ups. Just quickly going through the variations again. We've got pistol squat. If you want to try it without the book, you can. Otherwise, under the heel, we've got the pistol squat. Variation number 2, heel reaching out to the ground and sticking the butt out as far as you can. Variation number 3, knee to the ground. With our push-ups, variation number 1 is the archer from side to side. Variation number 2 is straight up and down with those hands as far out as you can. Variation number 3, down on the toes, up on the knees, down on the toes, up on the knees. That is it. We have 2 rounds of each exercise, 45 seconds each. Nice and slow and controlled. Focus on breath, focus on technique. That's it. Alrighty. Starting with our pistol squats. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Doesn't matter how many reps you get, just focusing on that technique, that level where you're at. Ten seconds. So 1 more rep. Swapping legs. Doing well. Keep it up. 10 seconds. So 1 more rep. Alrighty. Down to the ground. into our push-ups. Five seconds to go. Let's do it. Doing great. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Almost there. And change. Back to our pistol squats. Second and final round. Let's go. Doing great. Five seconds. And on to the other leg. Doing great. Halfway there. Ten seconds. One more rep. And let's hit the ground. And let's do it. Doing great, halfway there. Five seconds. Let's go one more rep. And stretch back through those shoulders. Grab yourself some water. And let's come to our feet. Alrighty. Stepping out, shoulder width apart, sinking down into our pelvis. Soften those knees, left hand underneath the belly button. And let's work on some breath. In and out. In, expanding through the belly and the button back towards the spine. In for about 4 or 5 seconds. Hold it and out for about 4 to 8 seconds on your own count there. Try to focus in on that breath. Focus in on the breathing, focus in on the compression and expansion of the belly. Find the mind wandering, focusing in on the counts, each number. With every exhalation, feel less and less tension being held in your body. Let's go 3 more rounds. And shake it out. Let us finish with the way we always start. Big swings through those arms. Release those muscles, release those joints, release those ligaments. And rotations through the spine. Beautiful. And swings through the legs. One more. And onto the other side. And folks, thank you so much for your hard work. Thanks for putting in the effort, and thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.